Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. I don't know why I do this in my whatever. In this episode, I got the chance to talk with an individual that shares a very impactful story. Now, listen in how he copes with a horrible rumor that was spread basically across his whole entire neighborhood. Imagine how would you feel if there was a rumor spread and you were minding your own business and you just hear this rumor and you're like, what? I'm really happy to have him on this episode because this is a really vulnerable story to share. And I just want to thank him so much for sharing this because a lot of people are really nervous and have the anxiety to, talk on on anything basically about their problems. And so hopefully everyone will learn from this and share more from each other, and we're just inspired by each other. So I hope you enjoy this. I start off asking him the question, what do you think makes people fulfilled in life?
Honestly, in my opinion, just as long as they're just doing what they have to do every day to try and be as successful as they possibly can, just go about their everyday lives with paying bills and obviously doing what you want and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. What kind of characteristics do you think appeals to a greater life?
I'd say just having as positive an outlook as you can on everything. I mean, yeah, there are points where you're going to have to self-reflect and kind of think about, like, am I keeping the right people in? Am I taking people out of my life? But just try to be as optimistic as possible. And, yeah.
Do you think people compare themselves too much to other people?
I do, and I'm guilty of that myself. I mean, it's just us being human. Like, we compare ourselves to others, and I mean, it's normal jealousy. I used to do it a lot, and I'm still guilty of it now, but, I mean, like, everyone goes through that, so.
Would you say that you're satisfied with your life right now?
I guess. I mean, I'm a junior in college, and we're in the middle of a pandemic right now. That's 5 months and ongoing, so.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts about that?
The quicker we get a vaccine out, the better, of course. And if people just follow the guidelines, wear your masks, stay distant as much as you can, wash your hands, as long as you follow the guidelines, you should be good. And if you feel like you have symptoms, get tested. If you test positive, just stay home, quarantine, and yeah, hope this will all be over in due time. We don't know when that is, who knows, but yeah.
How important do you think time is?
I think it's just extremely important in a few ways. Like, imagine, say your doctor tells you, you only have X amount of years to live. So you want to get, as much done to be, if you do go out, you want to get as much done to be satisfied within that time span. And if not, still you just live life to the fullest. There's going to be ups and downs, but life has a strange way of working out,
Yeah. Would you say you figured out your own life?
I'm in the process of it. I'm learning every day still. I mean, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome at age 3, so it's kind of a little more difficult for me than most normal people, but I'm getting there day by day, year by year, week by week, etc., etc.
Okay. And just last question, what would be your main lesson that you've learned so far in life?
My main lesson that I've learned so far in life, if something happens to you when you're at your lowest low, you do have a support system around you that will lift you up, and it might take a little bit, but you might not be at your, like, where you were, because you might have a new insight on something, but if you can get as close up to there as possible. Like, I have a story, I don't know if I can tell you, it might take a while, and my memory's kind of foggy on this because it happened a little over 3 years ago, but my senior year of high school, I was hosting a talent show that year, so, and a friend of mine, who's a really great vocalist, alright, let's just call her Ariana, because Ariana Grande, great vocalist,
right.
etc. So I was helping Ari prepare for the show because we both sing, we've known each other for a while, and she was like, Liam, I need help. So I was super excited about that. We had a good session. Then I went home, took a nap, and I awake with my parents at the foot of my couch saying, Liam, what's this about you having a hit list and wanting to shoot up the school? I'm like so shocked by this. I went 0 to panic attack like that, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what the hell? And obviously they're parents, so they have to ask you everything. I've told them everything. My dad's a retired Worcester cop. He was retired at the time, and he's been for, I want to say, about 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. So obviously he kind of took that sort of line of questioning. But not only was I informed that whoever it was told the school, they told the cops as well. So we had a cop come to our house. They asked me like the same sort of questioning, but they went more in depth. Mm-hmm. And they were like, okay, yep, okay, there's no evidence of this whatsoever. It's just some substantiated rumor. And
why would someone do that?
I don't know, and we'll get back to that later.
Okay.
So the superintendent of the school district, who knew my dad because he was on the police force and knows my mom because she's a teacher, called us personally saying, hey, we just got the police report back, we're gonna make an all call, is there anything you want us to say? And again, my memory's a little foggy, but they were just like, it was only a rumor, everything's gonna work itself out, hopefully. And my phone, like, I didn't like check my phone until like later on, like after the cops left, because I was still like in full panic mode. But I was so thankful. I was getting so many messages of support from people at school, and then it spread through the city like wildfire. So people were like, Liam, don't worry, we know you, this isn't you, show nothing but your true colors to us. Are you okay? Please keep your head up, hang in there, which I'm super thankful for to this day. And thankfully, the next day I did not go to school, because obviously, and that day was supposed to be the talent show.
Yeah.
So the next day comes, my parents call an emergency meeting at school with administration, with some of my teachers. From what I've been told, it was emotional. Everyone was crying. And I was told, by sheer coincidence, this wasn't because of what happened to me, by sheer coincidence, the talent show was moved 2 weeks back because there was a districts game happening that night and people wanted to go to both.
Wow.
That was, like I said, coincidence.
See, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, thank God, if I make a somewhat full recovery mentally, I can keep hosting the show. And I agreed to this, that I was going to go to school the next day. I was going to come in late and leave early because, you know, it was still fresh in people's minds. And that day as well, I was still getting, like, messages on the phone, like, Liam, we miss you. When you come back, we're always here for you. Probably the one who helped me the most was my best friend. Let's just call her Sam.
Yeah.
So I went into school the next day, like an hour late. I was still like really, really anxious. When we were escorted to my assistant principal's office, she was crying, I was crying. She was like, Liam, I hope you're okay. I hope whoever has done this gets to the bottom of it and stuff. And then you could say I came back to somewhat of a hero's welcome. They were just like, "Oh, Liam, are you okay? We're always here for you, man." So 2 weeks later, the show comes. And since I sing as well, obviously you know that. I asked the people who I obviously worked with to help do the show. I was like, "Hey, if we have some downtime, you mind if I sing something, maybe?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure, we'll see." And so there was some downtime in the show, and I decided to sing a song. But basically, it was a huge just song to basically say, whoever did that, if they were in that audience that night, I want them to know that they screwed up, and they screwed up bad.
Right.
Because, I'm never gonna forget this. I'm using it, I'm telling the story now as a way to, inspire others, but I'm still never gonna forget this, and what happened to me personally. And I admit I'm not the best singer, and I got, a little emotional on stage. But I got somewhat of a standing ovation. Everyone was obviously applauding. It was a show. But I got, somewhat of a standing ovation because, people, I didn't refer to it firsthand, but people knew what happened.
Right.
Okay, so now here's the kicker. It's been 2 to 3 years. I don't know who did it.
To this day?
To this day, we might never know who did it because from what I've been told, there was some sort of confidentiality agreement where whoever did it told their therapist, who in turn told the school and the cops.
What?
That's what I'm saying, honestly. And if I ever find out who did do it, if they ever fess up, I will see you in court. I will see you in court for defamation of character.
That's insane.
Yeah, and the reason I'm telling this story, and was kind of the when you asked to interview me, I was like, oh, I know what to tell her. Yeah, the reason I tell you the story is because I'm not trying to use it as a America's Got Talent sob story.
No.
But
yeah.
I'm trying to, like I said, my advice to people would be in the lowest of lows. That was one of my lowest lows, and you still have a support system, and you can always bounce back and be the stronger person.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Some people are so insecure that they will do anything in their power to bring other people down. And it's really sad, honestly. But you can't let that bring yourself down. Surround yourself with good people. Surround yourself with people that actually care about you, people that look up to you and want to see you succeed. And just have a positive mind. Do affirmations, eat healthy, work out, drink water, just do stuff to, have a positive mind. I hope this video helped. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like it, and also please subscribe to my channel to see more episodes. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Why did I say bye like that? Bye.